So hope you all are doing well. So nice to see you after quite some time. So I am well now, and today I want to discuss something very important, that is the significance of the birth nakshatra, the nakshatra in which you were born. Yes, what is the significance of that nakshatra? We will discuss that today. Do subscribe to my channel and share this video, friends. And if you want consultation, my number is there in the video description. Friends, what is your birth nakshatra? How will you know that? So in order to know what is your birth nakshatra, you need to look at the moon, where the moon is placed in your birth chart. This is just just a structure of a chart where only the other planets are not there, only the moon I have mentioned here. So and your chart can begin with any zodiac sign. Here I have written like this chart here, you can see that it begins with Aries. So number 1 is there, but in your chart there could be any other number in the first house. Yes, friends. So you can say this is the chart of the cosmic man or Kalpurush, or but in your chart there could be any other number in the ascendant, in the first house. Now friends, moon, wherever moon is placed, that house, look at that house in your chart. Here I have just mentioned that moon is in the first house. You find out where moon is placed in your chart and in which nakshatra moon is placed. That is what I want to discuss with you today, the nakshatra of moon. Now say, for example, we know that there are 27 nakshatras. Yes, friends, there are 27 nakshatras. Now Abhijit also is a nakshatra, Abhijit nakshatra, but that is the 28th nakshatra, but that is used mainly for the purpose of muhurta. But for all other prediction purposes, 27 nakshatras are used. Each planet, there are 9 planets, in Vedic astrology. Each planet has been assigned 3 nakshatras. Yes, friends, 3 nakshatras to each planet. So 9 into 3, 27. Now friends, you have to see where your moon is placed, and also you have to find out in which nakshatra moon is placed. Okay, you go to some app, you can also go to, there is an app, KP Astrology app. There are so many apps where you can download any of those apps, or you can use any software also, and you just put your birth details there. You will get your chart, and you will also get everything, every detail. The planets are in which nakshatras, everything you will get. So you can do that either from app or software. Now friends, say moon is in, say the moon is placed here and moon is in Shravana nakshatra. Okay, then what can you say about the native? So you have to find out. There are 27 nakshatras, Ashwini, Bharani, Kritika, Rohini, and so on. Yes, so there are 27 of the nakshatra in which charan moon is placed. That is also very important. Now say in the case of a native, moon is in Shravana nakshatra and part 2 or charan 2. Okay, so what is, I told you each nakshatra has 4 parts, 1, 2, 3, 4, charan 1, charan 2, charan 3, charan 4. Now each of the parts also has a lord, and moon is also in the zodiac sign which is ruled by Saturn. So what does that say, friends? That says a lot about the chart, about the native. Yes, friends, it says a lot, because moon is considered to be the most important planet in Vedic astrology. Moon is also believed to be connected to our past life. We are born with a certain moon because of our past life karmas or actions. That is why when we were born, moon was in a certain nakshatra. Moon was in a certain zodiac sign. When we were born, maybe there was full moon, or there was no moon or new moon, or maybe it was an intermediate phase of the moon. So why we were born with such a moon? Because of our past life actions. So moon is the planet which captures our past life karmas, actions and impressions also. That is why moon is also the planet of intuition. It has captured all impressions from not just the previous life, but maybe from so many lives. Moon has the power to capture all those impressions from all previous lives, from all those journeys that the soul has undertaken, that the soul undertook in the past. So moon has captured all those impressions. That is why it is the planet of intuition. And it is the planet which is so very much, so intimately connected to our life. That is why moon is also regarded as the most important planet in Vedic astrology. So your birth nakshatra is also, that is why, dependent on the nakshatra in which your moon is placed. The nakshatra in which moon is placed, that is only your birth nakshatra. In this case it is, say, Shravana nakshatra. Now, what can you say, friends? Now you have to decode things about the person's life. The whole pattern of the life of the native will be largely dependent on the nakshatra in which moon is placed. So the nakshatra lord of the moon is moon itself. So moon is placed in Shravana and nakshatra lord is moon. So you can say that if a native has, it's called the dharma charan. Second charan is artha charan. Arth. Now arth means material success, or you can say money, property, all kinds of assets. So material growth, success and prosperity in life. So the native will give a lot of importance to that sort of material growth and success and prosperity. It will also make the native materialistic, definitely. Or the native will want to, establish himself or herself by earning money. The native will give a lot of importance to, earning wealth. He or she will regard wealth as very important, especially if it is in the nakshatra part 2, because part 2 is the part of wealth or earth or material prosperity. Suppose if the nakshatra is in part 3 or charan 3, then the sublord, you have to look at the sublord also. But even if it is even if the sublord, sometimes the sublord may be same also, but even then there will be some difference. If the nakshatra is in part 3 or charan 3, then the native will, that is the Kam charan. It is called the Kam charan. Kam is kamna or desire. And 3, when it is also in charan 3, then also it can show the element is Vayu Tattva. So it can show intellect. The native's desire will be to follow certain intellectual pursuits in life. The native will have a great desire to acquire knowledge, because the third charan, when a nakshatra is in the third charan, it shows great intellect and the desire for knowledge, that also it can show, and also the desire for spreading knowledge, because the element of the third charan is the element of air, which signifies intellect and ideas. The element of the first charan in a nakshatra, as I told you, it is a dharma charan. There the element is fire. That is why passion, yes, initiative, courage. Okay? And second charan is, I told you, earth charan, which signifies material, desire for material growth and prosperity. Now that charan of the nakshatra will have the element of earth element. That is why material growth and prosperity, practicality. Now if the nakshatra is in the fourth charan, what will happen? Fourth charan or fourth part, if any planet falls, then you can say that the fourth part is the moksha charan, and the element is water. Element is water. Because the element is water in the fourth charan, the native will be driven by emotions, because water. The native will be driven by emotions and feelings. And there is also an indication that the native may also move towards spiritual knowledge, because after all it is the moksha charan. So if the planet is in a certain nakshatra, which is in charan 4 or part 4, then it can show emotions, it can also show spiritual inclination. So that is how you read the different charans or parts of a nakshatra. So friends, here I just wanted to give you an example. I wanted to tell you that, say in the case of this native, the native has a moon in Shravana nakshatra and part 2 or charan 2. So how, what kind of mentality? Definitely the native will be materialistic. There is nothing wrong in being materialistic, because everybody definitely, at some point of time in life desires, material growth and prosperity. This happens generally in case of individuals, unless one, has a different inclination, some spiritual inclination from childhood or adolescence. That is a different matter. But otherwise, every average individual definitely tries to attain money, wealth, assets in life. So that is definitely, that will be, and this native will be driven by that. If the native has Shravana nakshatra, moon in Shravana and part 2, charan 2, so the native will definitely want to do that. Moon also, the nakshatra ruled by moon also signifies assets, liquid cash. Yes, it signifies emotions, but it also signifies property, liquid cash, assets. So the native will be drawn towards all that. And Saturn, because the nakshatra sublord is Saturn, so the native will use his or her profession as a means to amass wealth. Definitely. The profession will be very important for the native. With such a placement of, the moon is placed in such a way in this nakshatra, then definitely the native will believe that I have to make the best of my profession. I have to take my profession seriously. My profession is my life. It will enable me to fulfill, my desire, my dream. It will enable me, my dream of attaining material prosperity, my dream of attaining wealth and assets. I can attain that dream. I'll be able to fulfill that dream only through my profession. So the native has such a bent of mind. Now say friends, I'll give you one more example, because I wanted to, just share with you and wanted to tell you how this moon is important, the nakshatra of the moon. One more thing friends, before I go to the next example, you have to look at, 2 other nakshatras. Which 2 nakshatras? I'll tell you. The 10th nakshatra from Shravana nakshatra. The 10th nakshatra from Shravana nakshatra and the 19th nakshatra from Shravana nakshatra. Those 2 nakshatras also will be very important. The 10th nakshatra from the Shravana nakshatra and the 19th nakshatra. Why friends? because those 3 nakshatras, they will form a sort of trine. Those 3 nakshatras, they will form a sort of trine even within the chart. Whether in those 2 other nakshatras the native has a planet or not, the native may have some planet, may not have, but in spite of that, those 2 nakshatras will be present in the chart. They will be there in some house or other, in some zodiac sign. Now, the 10th from the Shravana and the 19th, please look at those 2 nakshatras, and you will find very interestingly that those 2 nakshatras also will be ruled by moon. They will also be ruled by moon. The next nakshatra after Shravana will be Rohini nakshatra. The 10th nakshatra from Shravana will be Rohini, and that is also ruled by moon. Find out in which house Rohini will fall. Usually they have a trinal relation. So if this is in the 10th house, then Rohini nakshatra should fall in the 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. It should fall in the 2nd house. Rohini nakshatra should fall in the 2nd house. And then the 19th nakshatra from this one, it will fall again in the 6th house. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they will have a sort of trinal relation. So after Rohini, you will get Hasta nakshatra. So Hasta nakshatra should fall here. So all these 3 nakshatras are ruled by moon. And you will see, friends, that just as Shravana nakshatra is the most important because moon is in Shravana, this is just an example of the placement of the moon in the chart. So I wanted to give you one more example of the placement of moon, and and I wanted to discuss the nakshatra in which that moon is placed. So that moon which I wanted to discuss with you, second example, in that case moon is placed in Uttarashara nakshatra. So I wanted to discuss that also with you, but today if I discuss that, the video will become very long, so I will discuss that some other day. And anyway, friends, I will begin the nakshatra series wherein I will discuss each and every nakshatra in detail, all the 27 nakshatras, so don't worry. Today I just wanted to tell you how the nakshatra lord of moon, the nakshatra lord of moon is moon itself, and that is why the native was born when the moon dasha was running, the Vimshotri dasha. So during the dasha of the moon only the native was born. So that is why the nakshatra lord of the moon is so very important. The native is also born during the dasha of the nakshatra lord of the moon. In this case it is Shravana nakshatra, so the lord is moon itself. But say if the moon is in Uttarashara nakshatra, then the lord of Uttarashara nakshatra is sun. Then the native will be born during the dasha of the sun, during the mahadasha of the sun, as per Vimshotri dasha system. So friends, hope you found today's session informative. So do subscribe to this channel and hit the like button. See you next time, friends. Take care. Bye.